All right, we are live for day 6 of Advent of Code, and we are here a little bit early because I have a lot of refactoring I want to do for day 5. So my solution's up here. Let me pull up the problem, and I'm generally happy with the solution. It's performant, and I think for the most part this is fairly readable, straightforward. Um, but we can clean it up a bit, make it a bit more concise. And I especially wanted, so I have library functions here for ranges, and I wanted to use these instead of what I did in the solution. Now, the problem with this interval type here is that it's not generic across all numeric types. So we can do that. I don't think this is being used anywhere, so I'm free to change it. Let me check that I have some tests on it. So I'm going to pull up some tests here on the right side. Point tests. And let's put them here. This is kind of unconventional. These tests are a worksheet. Oh yeah, let's put that up top. So it just has some example intervals. 1, 10. And mostly what I'm wanting to test is the intersecting and the diff. So I'm just going to name this one. Let's call it n. N for intervals, val, n. Or, you know what, we're just going to call it range here. Okay, range that intersect interval 8 to 12, sure. Some of these might look familiar from last night. I was doing some testing. And there, that was similar. So here, we're intersecting with one to the right side, intersecting with one to the left side. We're going to intersect with one that's in the middle. And let's intersect with one that overlaps altogether. So let's say like -2 until 12. And those are the 4 cases. That should be running. We can wait for that to run while we write the tests. In fact, maybe that's good enough. So we want a type parameter here. So we want a type n that is numeric. And wonder if, okay. So min and max are now n's. N contains a check of n. And now, let's see, we want numeric. So like the object we get from this, I think we can summon it. Numeric n. Yeah, .1. And what is the problem with this? Value plus is not a member of n, but could be made available as an extension method. Oh yes, we can. Let's do that in here. So we're going to import these numeric ops. Oh crap! I closed something I didn't mean to. Oh, that wasn't quite it. Whatever. So import numeric ops. What was it saying? Math numeric implicits. Numeric implicits. And yeah, just all infix numeric ops. That's good. And this should return an n. Let's make these explicit. And this is a normal Scala range. In fact, that's already in scope. We can drop the Scala. So we're gonna do like a .2 int on here, or perhaps we return here a numeric range instead. Yeah, we're gonna do this with. No, we're gonna call something separately. So we're gonna do numeric range. So import collection dot immutable dot numeric range. Give this a type parameter. So let's just say a and numeric range a dot inclusive. I'm just gonna remove this. It's already sort of in there. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe not quite the way we want to do it. So this should have a dot inclusive function, and then that's where the type parameter goes. Okay. Less than or equal doesn't seem to be one of my infix ordering ops. I had thought that would be mixed into numeric, but we can do that. Implicit. And then infix ordering ops. Here we go. Okay. What do we have here? This does not need a 2 int anymore. Just do min and max. Min should be an n, so that should not be an issue. Oh, wait. This doesn't need a type parameter. It's just going to be a numeric range of type n. Inclusive step. I guess step is just 1. So numeric n dot 1. And let's see, 2 range dot iterator. Let's make this 2 numeric range dot iterator. That's a little bit safer. A superset of another interval. I would have an issue with this because it needs a type parameter. So we need to make sure it's the same type. And the return type here needs to include it as well. And interval and interval n. And same thing for diff. Great, now object interval, this should have an n parameter. So we return that. And same thing for this. So we can do it from a range. And I think we might as well also do numeric range. Apply numeric range. Okay, so it knows what to do there. Except when we're applying it to a range. I wonder what that default is. Hey, Rodney, how are you? It's been a while. Yeah, life's been treating me all right. Good to see you online. Just doing some programming puzzles here. We have puzzles that come out every night at midnight. Doing some Review and refactor of last night's problem before we start tonight. Midnight Eastern, by the way. I'm in Maine. Okay, so I'm realizing that the type of range, so my interval by default is an inclusive range. So I think these constructors default to a different type. I'll have to double check that. Oh, actually, no, we're using the max. We're using the min and max of it, so it shouldn't matter what type of range it is. Okay, we're good. What is this? N. So when we're applying it to when we're applying it to ints, there should be an N and an N. As a min method, right? Actually, I shouldn't need infix ops. I do need infix ordering ops. Okay, let's just add all my implicits from above as well here. In fact, let's add this import as well. It's only really the place I use it. I'm not sure I believe that error. It literally just told me how to fix it, and I did so. Well, let's just go over whatever other errors are coming up. So we have an issue here. No implicit ordering defined for n. I mean, I thought that came from the fact that it was numeric. Let me just check. Hit numeric here. I thought numeric. Hmm. Yeah, numeric extends ordering. And I think numeric ops. Hmm. I would have thought that this also extends that ordering ops. Oh, thanks. From Montana now, hey? You ever try coding yourself? And I appreciate the attempt. All right. So, where are the infix ops? Infix numeric ops. It's a new numeric ops. Okay, yeah, here are some of the symbols. I suppose ordering ops is different. But also a numeric should be evidence for an ordering. So why it would complain at this? No implicit ordering is defined for n. Inclusive. This works for integral types. Let's look at integral types. Now, integral extends numeric. Maybe I should go all the way to, so what's the difference between integral and numeric? Integral ops add division and modular arithmetic. So this would work for integral. But I suppose you can only start, in fact, let's try making one. So let's go back to my test file. And import collection.immutable numeric range, and then and hmm, let's see. So we can use longs, 4L, 1L, right? And that shows up. That shows up as range. Now, if we were to use generic ends, def2, it is fun learning and worthwhile. Honestly, I think everyone should spend at least a little time trying it out. So we have this n numeric type. And let's check if this works here. We'll just say n, n, n. And that surprises me. So import, we're going to say integral. Let's make this an integral type. So weird. Yeah, integral makes sense because numeric would also include like doubles, and you can't have a range from like 1.5 to 2.3. It's just a weird error message. Why would it say no implicit ordering? Right? That's clearly the wrong error message, especially given that numeric extends ordering. Maybe that's something I can raise as an issue and have them fix that error message. Anyway, integral. Great. Let's close that out. We're going to change our approach here. The interval is going to be just integral. And I think n as a type parameter name still makes sense. And that should fix some issues. Cool. At this point, I could get more specific. I could say integral and fix interval ops. Now, this is evidence here that that does, in fact, extend numeric ops. I'm just wondering why it doesn't also extend ordering ops, right? If we close that, that's an error. Okay. Whatever. Diffing. Yes, this will be plus and minus 1. In fact, I'm using 1 so often. I'm just going to export or import that. So I have it, or we can just import it from, no. 1 equals numeric, or rather integral, n.1. And where else do we say .1? I think that's it. Cool. Now we can replace these mentions of the int one with the integral one. All right. Let's change this to integral. You know what? I should do a find replace numeric with integral. 1, 2, not that one. We skip. How did I skip here? Whatever. And numeric range still there. Cool. Now, why are we getting this error here that we weren't before? Also, this n does not exist as a type parameter. If we're just using a normal range, then this is just going to be an int. So that's fine. And here for any numeric, what are some quick fixes for this? Oh, you know what? Let's give Copilot a shot here. Right, it's just gonna tell me to import this. This is what I had done earlier, right? I imported infix ordering ops, and that allowed me to use max and wait, maybe it's another type of op. Maybe it's just not defined, and I have to use. Well, I thought I was using it earlier. So in interval, we need to have an ordering. An ordering allows us to use max and min. Okay, I mean we have an ordering because an integral. Oh, hold on. I see it right here. This n, we didn't say it's an integral type. There we go. Okay. And we do the same thing here. We have an n, that's an integral type. Cool. Okay, great. So we have generalized our interval. Now on to refactor. So I'm not going to refactor this file here directly. Instead, I'm just going to copy this into a more generic day5 file, and I'll copy tests over into my test suite that I was working on. So day05.worksheet 2023. And I'm going to nuke this all, do my paste over it, and this is what we're going to change. You know what? I intended to have a little bit of music in the background. Let's do that. We have an hour until advent of code, by the way. So we have plenty of time to do this refactor. Okay. Oh, actually, let me just give me a second here to check on things. Right, where do we start? This is a spurious error. I should probably add an unchecked annotation after the expression. So what, right here? Unchecked. I have to import that. Import annotation, not unchecked. It's there. Am I adding it in the wrong way? Well, I can ignore that for now. So this parsing seems fine. I'm probably going to change this into a more immutable parse, because this, when you have an iterator, then you have to be very careful about when you use it, so you don't accidentally spend a line that you weren't meaning to spend. Right, like right here. So we can do some rewrites there. This, I could probably make a one-liner of some sort. And my range type. So I had... I'm saying that's a numeric range of long. I think we just want to use intervals now. Yeah. But... we'll start with this. We can do a find and replace later. So type range is just AOC dot interval over a long. And let's see what breaks. A lot, apparently. This until stuff. I could add a conversion. So the default range has a syntax built in, this until and 2. And it also has a third parameter, a by 1. Like it's how much you increment per element of the range. And that makes less sense for my interval type. So the conversion would have to take that into account. But I could also add my own syntax. Where is that syntax imported from? I'd have to unimport the regular syntax. Or, I can just create an interval. So interval from dest to dest plus length. And then another interval from source until source plus length. Or I guess rather in this case it's right. I didn't rename the constructor. What I'm going to do is just import AOC.interval. Because we're going to need to change all that code anyway, so we might as well also change these. So interval long, interval long. And I'll think later if I want to change that. So this is a list of interval long, yeah, we just keep doing more of the same. This is a pretty mechanical. Don't have to think about what changes we're making here. Oh, hold on. These were all untils. So we'd have to do like a -1. Yeah. Okay. So this becomes a plus b minus 1. Maybe I should add syntax. This is also a -1. If I were to do a problem right up, I wouldn't use this custom type. I would just write this all on ranges, sort of like it is here, except maybe clean it up a little bit more. So we no longer need superset, intersect, but we could test some intersections. Let's see, I think we already did. So let's open up our point tests. Interval tests, right. So we did a bunch of intersections. I think that is fine. Don't need the intersect method anymore. We do still have extract ranges. And these all. Wow, I'm typing this so often, and range is just shorter than I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna say type range equals interval of long, and we're just gonna do find and replace. Interval of long. This becomes range again. I just don't want to keep typing so much, Oh, wait. Range is equal to range. Nobody wanted that to be an interval. Well, if we just do this, let's import interval as range. That way my constructors don't have to change either. And then type range is going to be, oh, this is going to look recursive, isn't it? Yeah, we'll change this range equals interval. That should work. work. Or val range. There we go. So that's our constructor. Type range, it's going to be an interval of long. Okay, so things shouldn't really need to change so much. Now let's look for interval here. The reason I did that renaming here is that all of these should match our type alias. If we're really gonna shorten that, I don't know, maybe I'll do a big find and replace and go back to interval, because this would also be confusing to someone who's expecting range to mean something else, you know? And here was a test, so this converts this range into another range based on a diff between these two. And this is, we get I.min and I.max by doing this intersection. And we can do C.intersect S. This diff, I'm gonna rename that to delta. We required, but this is a range. Numeric range inclusive. Oh, right, this is a 2. Yeah. So here we go. And apply to these ranges. For the purpose of testing, so I'm not going to keep the tests in here, but for the purpose of testing, I don't know, maybe I should convert ranges. Wait, I can do this. I can supply. I just made a constructor exactly for this. Okay, that works. Do n.min minus 1. Okay. So this is a range. You know, that makes me think, up above here, where we had the -1, let me just write another line here. We're not going to import this anymore. We're just renaming it. So this one, instead of saying that, it could be like range A until A plus B. Right, and that would give, that's more understandable, right? I think so, because you're not thinking about what this -1 means. And I'll do the same thing here. Range, add the until, -1. Okay, so I don't need to have the syntax, because I can just reuse the syntax and convert explicitly. I think that's what works for me here. .max plus 1 to m.max. Hey there, Muga. Welcome, welcome. How was work today? I slept a lot today. I need to catch up after, well, I don't know. I woke up really early. And I went to bed at like, well, if you saw me streaming last night, I was up until 3 a.m. so I didn't really get work done. I slept most of the day catching up on sleep. Had a fun interview today. It's for a developer advocate role, which I am considering. That'd be a fun career shift for me. Okay, so there's this -1 going on here. And I think this can be an until. It would technically be an until. I think there's some importance in the symmetry here, that we're leaving one off on the right side here and leaving one off on the left side down here. So I'll leave that in there. Who is developer advocate? Oh, it's not a company. So it was with the company for a developer advocate role. And a developer advocate is someone who has developer skills, but usually tries to promote or engage with the community. So for like an open source company, they might hire a developer advocate who helps users of the open source software learn how to use it, or takes the feedback from the users back to the company that's developing the software. They might do a lot of talks or videos or blog posts on the software, tutorials and stuff like that. So basically, a developer advocate creates content that developers consume, goes to events where developers show up, maybe speaks at those events, maybe organizes those events. Okay, all of these tests, I still want them, so I'm gonna wrap those. Oh, I keep doing too many lines. In a range to convert them. Okay, those tests should continue working. It seems like something I would enjoy. I mean, I've been a meetup organizer for years. I like speaking at conferences. I've worked from home since before the pandemic. And not just from home. I used to work so people say remote to mean like work from home, but I think there's a distinction between working from home and working remotely. And I was working remotely. I was constantly on the road. It was often work from hotel or work from cafe, work from train. Once I worked from a ski lift. But I think it's a slightly different animal when you're just working fairly mobile than in a home office. Okay, so all of this code is compiling. Geez, just that bit converting things over took too long. It was very straightforward, but too long nonetheless. Yep, a ski lift. It was an easy gig at a time. I basically just need to check in a bit over the course of the day. I completed I basically completed my task the day before. So I checked in over the course of the day. I'm gonna go on up ski lifts to make sure nothing was on fire. But that's the true essence of remote work. Okay, this diff method I no longer need. So these diffs, oh, again, I guess this stuff can be moved into my test files. Oh my god, wait a second. Did I just... So I just spent time like converting this over. I didn't need to convert it, I was just gonna delete it. That's okay, a little silly, but it's done. Okay, so this dot diff diff in this context means to subtract another range from this one. So if we subtract 8 to 12 from 1 to 10, we should be 11 and 12 don't really get subtracted, but the 8 and 9 and 10 get subtracted, so we have 1 to 7. And I'm getting some sort of error here. Not found. There's no method named. Oh, right down here. Flat map, I'm just gonna say underscore dot diffs. Okay, we're back to compiling. So let's look at these tests. Okay, 1 to 7, 1 to 2, and 6 to 10. I like it, I'm happy. So I'm gonna copy these tests over to my test file. And put it right here below the intersect tests. And these are now interval. I'll remove the 2 interval and remove that, place a comma. There we go. How long have I been developing? I've been developing professionally for about a decade. But I first started coding as a teenager. Oh, the ski lift would have been in California. But no, the ski mountains. There are no ski mountains here in the East. They're all bunny hills. And all the locals here are in heavy denial of that fact. The double black diamond here is a blue square in Idaho. Or I mean, you know, it's a blue square anywhere with mountains. Okay, so test your move over. Apply ranges. Apply range. I should not call this apply range. I should call it translate range. Honestly, this whole thing is small enough. Maybe it should be put inline. Maybe instead of D and S. Well, I do need both D and S. Do I have a degree? No. I went to a fancy liberal arts college and I was disappointed in it, and I dropped out. I moved to San Francisco and joined a startup. It wasn't that straightforward, but I left early. But while I was there, I thought I was going to double major in math and computer science. 81 to 95. Yeah, that's what we'd expect here. I'll leave that test in for now. Okay, now it's time to move away from this approach here. I'm going to remove my print lines. I don't really need these anymore. I don't need all of these. So I was a math and computer science major, yes. Why did I drop out? That is a whole can of worms. But you know what? Originally, I took a leave of absence to do independent study. I was disappointed in the classes and the academics. I was disappointed in my classmates. I wasn't getting along. It was like a party college for rich kids, and I didn't fit in. And they were all so complacent. I wasn't finding the peers I wanted. I couldn't read the books I wanted. I couldn't even take the classes I wanted because the scheduling was so wonky. So I thought, well, you know what? There are these. I already know what I want to do. There are all these books I want to read. I'm just gonna go and read these books. I would have had to wait like 2 more years to take a compiler's course. I went home, and one of the first things I did was write my own compiler in the next 2 months. So, did that 2 years earlier than I would have otherwise. And well worth it. This doesn't look like AOC Day 6 at all. Wait, well, what do you mean, what icon? This looks frame. Oh, right. Yes, Day 6 is not out yet. But I'm starting with some review and refactor of Day 5. So I finally used my my library method for interval. So this is a custom range type that operates more like a set and less like a collection, or less like a, less like an array vector type collection. Last interval, I'll just put that up on screen. And I made it generic across all integral types. This is the reason I didn't use it last night, because I need to use it on longs. And honestly, doing this refactor, it's easy, it's straightforward. I didn't use enough find and replace. It took me like 20 minutes, and I didn't want to spend that time. Yeah. And, honestly, it came into play both of the last 2 years. And I first developed basically this code. This intersect, this diff. I think I also had the union method. And I did that for 2021 Day 22, which was the cubes. And I used these in my like 3D area type, and that's how I was able to quickly diff between the cubes and take the, intersections and diffs and whatnot. I'm enrolling in University in Seattle, University of Washington. Yeah, I hope you find good peers too. I've heard good things about that school, I think. Are you doing a CS degree? One of my top recommendations, if you're going into a CS degree, is the book Elements of Computing Systems. Yeah. Elements of Computing Systems. Noam Neeson. I forget the name of the authors. But it basically covers a lot of stuff you cover in several semesters of computer science. And it wraps them all up. It gives you like a simplified version of everything, and it wraps them all up into a nice, like little self-contained and like interrelated thing, right? So for part of this, you develop a compiler. For part of this, you do like a CPU architecture, right? You write assembly. You do logic circuit. Make your own CPU, make your own virtual machine, everything. And then on top of that, you get like a game of your own to run on the hardware that you designed yourself, right? So it's the whole computer, the whole package. Several semesters worth of a CS degree, and it's good because 1, it's simple, and 2, it's all interrelated, right? Like your class on computer architecture might not be related at all to your class on compilers, but here it's using the same architecture, and you get to see the whole picture. Very enlightening. If you had time, you could do that on yourself. You'll be way ahead of your classmates. It's also known as NAND to Tetris. That's the compiler project I did when I dropped out. that, and you know, there's also like a built-in computer architecture class. I'd already taken computer architecture, but okay, so I'm looking at this next method. This is going to stay, but perhaps I can clean this up a little bit. So overlap translations. So these are translations. I should rename this to translate. Oh, let's do this the right way. Rename symbol, translate. Okay, so you translate the intersection specifically. Maybe I should name it translate intersection. Because what you have is the intersection and then a delta. Which I suppose we get it here. Yeah, I'm fine with that being its own method. I'm gonna call this dest source. Oh no, that's we want that renamed. Translate. Or you know what? It's kind of a transposition, isn't it? I'm gonna call it, well, no. We leave it translate. Transpose has other meanings, yeah. How do you build a CPU? From logic circuits. So, you know, first you learn to build adders and you learn how to build like some sort of persistent memory. And then the CPU is basically just much larger circuits that do more math. So your addition, maybe some multiplication, incrementing by 1, all of these very low level operations on numbers. Okay, remaining overlaps, map to, what would 2 be? Dest and source. Eric Wassel, if you're still here, it was cool of you to put dest before source, because I always like to think of source dest, I don't know, like CP source dest, MV source dest, and it took me a while before I noticed that I had them backwards from what it is in the problem specification. So I thought that was nasty. Okay, so these are source ranges, then ranges flat map diff s. Yeah, this is a good one-liner. I don't need to map to 2 here. So overlaps. Overlapping sources and destinations. There's a better name for overlaps. What are they called? I guess these are our maps, right? Let's look at the problem. Is this a software thing, the NAND Tetris, or do I also need hardware? Because that'd be an awesome project. You could do it in hardware. What they have you do is they have you have a simulator. So you build it in a simulator of logic circuits and piece things together. And then once you're done doing that portion, you move on to like a hardware description language. So source category, destination category. Rather, the map describes entire ranges. So these aren't overlaps per se, these are overlapping ranges. I think I just call them the ranges. It would shadow this. Overlapping ranges. Or, yeah, I'm gonna call them overlapping right? Because they're not the overlaps in themselves. The overlaps are the intersections. So rename that to overlapping for overlapping ranges. Okay. And this map 2 does not need to exist. We can just ignore it over here. The dest and source. Great. Slightly cleaner. We have a syntax issue here, and I have seen this syntax issue before, and it's never what it looks like. Or given the problem, what problem does it give? Yeah, end of line expected, but this found. This error message, I should mark this. I know. Admit this is an issue. I always forget what the fix is. This is new syntax, by the way, so the errors aren't quite fixed yet. Oh, right here. I need to match that. I think this is a case where it looks better on one line there. And we're gonna call this just the translations. And remaining, I like remainders better. These are very shallow cosmetic changes, but I mean, it's slightly semantic. It just doesn't really matter for the code. Okay, we are dilly-dallying. What I want to do, and before I do, I think it's time we commit this. So get, what I want to do here is finally remove some of the mutation. Factored 2023 day 5. Refactored and generalized. Okay. Do I travel back west often? Yes, I do. And I used to travel a lot more often. Especially pre-pandemic. I spent a lot of time California, San Francisco, Sacramento, Seattle, sometimes Oregon, Utah and Idaho. Even visited I visited Montana a few times at one point. I don't know how long you've lived there, but I had a friend living in Missoula that I was visiting. Maybe occasionally Denver for events. I do like traveling. Hey, that when most people say traveling, they mean like, oh, I love traveling to other countries. I travel a lot. I've flown hundreds of thousands of miles, but like most of it's been in the US. So when I say traveler, there's that caveat. I'm not an international traveler. I only do that not so often. Okay, yes, great. So we have committed this, and we are going to make this less mutable. So, tract ranges. What are these called? So the input is the almanac, right? Let's just get some. Oh, okay. The input is the almanac. I suppose these are the maps. So this thing, yeah. Can I get a better name of maps? Conversion maps? Yeah. And extract ranges, it just gives the ranges for one map. Yeah, let's make a case class for now. Like maybe I might just strip these all together. Case class, conversion map. And then it has a name. And it has ranges. And I have kept them zipped. Yeah, I'll keep them zipped. Source category, destination category. I could also, like, I don't know, I could give all of these categories their own enum, and then I could extract from this name, the source category name and whatever, but let's do this for now. That's overkill. But it's always a tempting thing in Scala to give everything real names. So that's a conversion map, and we extract it with a function much like this. So let's do this. So we get the seeds. Well, conversion maps, and this would be like that's self-explanatory. And we're gonna do a little loop here. While input.non-empty, we will remove the next line. So we do val underscore equals input.next. In fact, we don't even need to sign that. We'll just do input.next. And then we do this right here, lines.take while. And this becomes this here becomes our map. So val ranges equals lines.map. And then we have our, oh, hold on, we have a name that we're supposed to extract. Val name equals input.next. So we forget about the empty line. We get the name, then we take all of these lines, and then this becomes a conversion map. And then we need a list buffer, so val lb equals collection.mutable.listBuffer conversion map. Okay. And then we add to that lb plus equals conversion map. And at the end of this, we do lb.toList. I've only been on Great Falls for a year or so. Contract to help develop, modify a new physics package and delivery system. That makes sense. Physics package? For what? We end up this way in the next few years, we have this game. Okay, yeah, I'll remember that. I'll hit you up, definitely. Getting my first SWE interview with no job experience. What can I do? Provided I'm good at LeetCode and other coding challenges with algorithms. Well, that's a good start if you're comfortable with coding challenges. I suppose depending on what company you're doing, for an entry-level job, they might not expect much more beyond coding challenges. If you built an app of some sort before, by app I mean like perhaps a website, perhaps, right? If you're going whatever company you're going into, if you've done something like that, maybe at a smaller scale, like just a test project, say you're using, they use like Spring Boot to make a web server, try making a small test web server just to show how to set it up. There are plenty of tutorials online. That will help. And you can do mock interviews with people. You can ask people for review on your code and whatnot. LB dot, what is it? Apply clear result. Here we go. Great, so we have all of our conversion maps. So, oh, that's the name of it. We have dropped the names. Because we don't need this here. Oh, no, just for the first one. Okay, let's remove that there. And then now conversion maps. Conversion maps, map, name, for each print line. Okay, so we're still slightly wrong here. Those are not the names. I think maybe that's the issue there. And then input.next, we'll put that back up here. Okay, there, we've got it. Okay, so all the mutation is up here. We get the seeds and we get the conversion maps. Okay. This test we don't need anymore. And now for the end result. And I guess this is seeds 2, seeds for part 2, seeds for part 1. We can just have a range of something to itself. I mean, how can I get the interview? I haven't had a chance of getting any interviews yet. Oh, honestly, for your first job, that's hard, and I don't really know. If you live in a city that has meetups, you can go to tech meetups, and people are always hiring there. And perhaps you can meet people. I say that because that's how I ended up getting my first tech job, was meeting someone at a tech meetup. I don't know, maybe more of a presence online. There's recruiters, there's LinkedIn. If you put software engineer in your bio, then recruiters might come at you. But again, they're a lot more likely to do that if you have more experience. You could reach out to a recruiter who's placing junior or entry-level developers and see what they have for you. Yeah, honestly, that's a hard question. Okay, so we have our start, which is the seeds. I think we also do iterator.iterate. Oh, this is a fold. So we're going to take our maps, conversion maps, fold left, and we start with the seeds. And then we use next, honestly. Next applied to current, which is the seeds, and whatever that map is. And then this is the final. So this is the locations. Meetups, LinkedIn. The calmness you have when you're solving challenges and writing code and thinking without getting impatient and angry. How do you develop that? Honestly, that I think is a side effect of having spent time developing live on Twitch. I feel a lot more comfortable with it now, and honestly, it's made my own interviews a lot better. Okay, so this is the locations. Val locations, and then val and 2 equals locations map_min.min. Next does not apply. Okay, found list of range and and the conversion map. Oh yes, the conversion map doesn't quite work here. We're gonna call this here conversion map. Okay. Do I call it map? I hate calling it map. I'm just gonna import out the ranges. Import conversion map dot ranges. Honestly, this filter here happens before either of these. I think I can put them in the same. No, we can't really. We do have a map and a fold left, and those are very different. Is that it might be. This is my vice. I use on. It is like a nicotine salt. Found your code helpful in understanding. Oh, hold on, I can't quite read your code. In understanding P2, the insertion logic. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you found that helpful. Okay, so this works again. I have like 8 minutes before the problem drops. I want to make this work for part 1 too. So we're gonna just do, we're gonna do this. So leads 1. I'm gonna call this raw seeds. Just take the first line of input. And this list of ranges is my seeds for part 2. Or, you know, we could call it like seed ranges. Yeah, we'll just call it seeds 2 for now. And now this, we don't do any splitting. Rather, we just map. Map n to a range of n to itself. Yeah. Seeds 1. And this is raw seeds. Okay. I'm gonna put this all kind of below. I'm generally happy with this. Wait, maybe I put the types above here. Yeah, I put the types above the import. Yeah, the input. We're just dropping a line here. Oh wait, no, that's a raw seeds. Great. And now we can get ans 1 as well. This is locations 2. And then locations 1 is based off of seeds 1. Here seeds 2, and here we have locations 1, locations 2. There we go. And just to double check, those were my answers. Yes. Okay, great. I am much happier with this. I'm gonna push that up online. Have you ever thought about working for DoD, Department of Defense? I don't know if I can get a government job. Oh wait, let's just do add that again. We're gonna amend. I'm just gonna force with lease. I mean, I guess Department of Defense would pay well. There's a lot of red tape. I don't even know if I'd make it through all the red tape, and I've heard, people don't enjoy working for the government, and they don't pay as well. Did I ever work for Fang? Did I ever want to sell my soul? Mm-mm. Nope. Good luck, have fun indeed. You too, little Freezy. Okay, so this code I just pushed, if you want to see it, it's on my GitHub. I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard right now, which you can see I've been dropping a bit in here. We have some fast ones. Here's a code to join the leaderboard. And okay, there's still those those match errors. I'm just gonna silence these warnings altogether, but I haven't quite figured out how. Okay, there is my alarm. It is time to get really ready. So let's make my stub file for day 6. We're gonna keep this input line here. And day 6 is not downloaded yet. That's totally fine. And this is where we go to the calendar and we twiddle our thumbs for 55 seconds. There are different kinds of leaderboards. Yes, there are private leaderboards. So this is my own private leaderboard. I don't know who Alexander Hopped is, but he hopped into my leaderboard and is absolutely dominating. They probably are ranked globally. I have an extension here that adds a lot of visualizations for the leaderboard. And I'm on several. So here's like the Scala Center leaderboard. I fell behind by 1 point yesterday, and today I'm gonna catch up. My last 3 nights have been kind of not my best performance, so I'm still seeking redemption. Alright, good luck to everyone who's working on this. Let's see it. Wait for it. Wait for what? Oh, interesting. Our input is very small. What is the question? What do you get if you multiply these numbers? What numbers? Determine the number of ways you can beat the record in each race. Ooh, a combinatorics problem. I think I can handle this one. Okay, ferry brings me across the island. Yeah, this is Desert Island. Sheet of paper that lists the time allowed for each race and also the best distance ever recorded in that race. I hate that this is okay. We can split by space there. How do you compete against other smart people writing code? What is the metric? It's just whoever is there first. Each race, best distance ever recorded in that race. Time allowed for each race. And then the best distance for that race. Wait. See a paper. Time allowed for each race, best distance for that race. To guarantee you win the prize, need to make sure you go farther in each race than the record holder, the current record holder. Okay, so a race is you run for 7 minutes, and then however far you get is it. It doesn't have to be fun. The organizer brings you over to the area where the boat races are held. They're toy boats. Holding down the button charges the boat, and releasing the button allows the boat to move. Boats move faster if the buttons are held longer, but time spent holding the button counts against the total race time. You can only hold the button at the start of the race. The buttons don't move. Okay, so what is the speed? We can parse this out. I think I should read more. So the first race lasts 7 milliseconds. The record distance is 9 millimeters. Milliseconds and millimeters. Starting speed of 0 millimeters per second. It increases by 1 millimeter per millisecond. So because the first race, you only have a few options. Don't hold it at all. If we hold it up 7 millimeters, we won't move at all. Okay. So in this case, optimal is 10. We might be able to solve this with straight up just math. Maybe we can do a binary search if we're lazy, but this is sounding like a math problem. I should put myself behind the screen here so you could read along with me. Current record, there are actually 4 different ways you could win. Okay, yeah. In the second race, you could hold the button at least 4 milliseconds, and at most 11. So 8 different ways to win. Okay, so it wants a count. In the third race, you could hold, and here, time 50, 54, 94, so there aren't that many combinations for each of these races. 92 combinations for the last one. To see how much margin error to determine the number of ways you can beat the record in each race, and then multiply them together. Okay, number of ways. So each of these races is a tuple. Okay. Well, we're not gonna get lines here. So input. We have times. Val times. So input dot next. Oh wait, we did want get lines. So here's the next line. And let's parse that out a bit. Val nums. We have time colon, I guess at least a space, nums, and we're gonna take nums that split by space. We're gonna filter not empty, filter non-empty, map to int.toList, and that should do that. And we're gonna do the same thing for distances. Distance. Good. And then val races equals times dot zip distances. And then races for each print line just to check that we're getting what we want. We should get a bunch of tuples. My worksheet is not running at all. And I don't know why. That kind of worries me. I want to see my output. Okay, well, whatever. While that's going, we're gonna count ways. Did we brute force this? We can totally brute force this. Def time. So given a race and a number of milliseconds held, so int, and then race, which is going to be a tuple, int, Um, yeah, and we get an int. So val let's call this like race time. In fact, we'll just make these straight parameters. So we have time, distance. In fact, we'll call it time limit. And then distance. And does it list records? What are the record in each race? What's the record in each race? I don't know. Is time the record? First line. Times allowed, and also the best distance ever recorded in that race, in that allowed time. Okay, so yeah, time, and this distance is the record. So it's the one we want to beat. Okay, so we don't need this here. We just need the time limit. And now we have time limit minus held. And then this is our leftover time. And then this gets divided by the speed, which is also held. I'll just do this for explicit. Make it really clear. Divide by speed. And I think we want the stealing of that. We'll start with that. And then races dot for each, or dot map, and we'll count the ways. Well, ways to win. So we have case, time, distance record, and then we have 1, 2 time dot map race time underscore, and this here should be the time limit. And actually we're just gonna count. So instead of map, we're doing a count, and we count it. I'm gonna rename this to limit. Time limit. And this works if distance is greater than this is the record. Distance, just to make it really clear, we're gonna write this out. So this thing that we calculate here are the distances. Oh, for each of these we count ways, so we're still doing a map here. Map. And then here's where we do the count. Count distance traveled. Right? Actually, this is the distance traveled right here. We're gonna keep refactoring here. And as long as that is greater than the record distance. And we might have an off by 1 here because we need to do like a ceiling. And val as 1 equals ways dot product. Okay, my worksheet is not running, and I don't know. I don't know why. I'm not even trying to evaluate it. It seems. What's this here? Nope, nope. Oh, there we go. It's finally working. Okay, this is actually held. We rename this to records. Oh, wait, no limits. I'm wasting time renaming things. Okay, so int 0. This is wrong. So let's look at ways for each print line. Or we can just see it here. It is 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so for each of these, actually, so these are our potential distances. And we're counting how many of those. Okay, let's just do like a race time calculation. So, race time, let's say we hold it for 4 milliseconds, and the time limit is 7 milliseconds, like in that example. It shouldn't be a 0. So time limit minus held. Let's just. I guess we print line that. This is really weird. This would only happen if that was like 0 for some reason. Yeah, that's 3. 3 divided by speed. Oh no! Like it's multiplied by time remaining. Yeah. So time. Okay, so time remaining, and we divide by speed. Our speed is going to be 3 milliseconds. Right, so if our remaining time is 3, and now our speed is 4, hold the button for 4 milliseconds after its remaining milliseconds of travel time. Oh, okay, we want the distance traveled. Right. So speed times the time remaining, of course. And we don't need to do this to-do ceiling. And that should fix that. So the product 288, we got too many ways. Oh wait, this is okay, I'm just gonna try this. 1195150. I messed around too long with that. Like, it wasn't hard. The race is about to start. There's really only one race. Ignore the spaces between numbers on each line. Okay, non-said means this. Time and distance. Ooh, okay. So now now we have to interpret this in a different way. I'm going to save this as part 2. This is what happens when you use like mutation here. So this is just the time limit. So we ignore the spaces and then make string. I don't think we even have to filter non-empty anymore. Make string .toInt. And then this is the record distance. And again, we make string .toInt. And now we have to be smarter about the math. We no longer need all of those races. We do still need that race time method. And 1 to 7,000. Okay, so math this. We can binary search this, but I think we can math this. So if we want to, how many ways can you beat the record? So we have to find the zeros. Okay, what we can do is solve for the record distance. Right, and I think this will be like a parabola, right? If we look at this, 6 millimeters, 0 millimeters, 6, 10, 12, 12, 10, 6. Yeah, this is a parabola. We solve for this. Okay, so race time here. Race time is actually speed times time. So speed times time equals remaining, or equals record distance. And time is a function of, so this is like time remaining, and time remaining is equal to time limit minus held. So we have to solve for held. And held is also speed. So we can rewrite this. This is held times time limit minus held. Let's put that in parens. So what's that? Negative held squared. Negative held squared plus time limit equals record distance. And I'm gonna reorder this. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna move held to the other side, held squared. I wonder if Copilot can complete this. Held squared minus time limit times held plus record distance equals 0, and we solve for that. Negative b plus or minus. So well, zeros, negative b plus or minus square root b squared. Okay, great. I don't have to remember it. Wait. B in this case. B equals time limit minus held. Held is our x that we're trying to. A is just 1, right? B. Well, it's time limit times held. I need to get that out of there because I guess I could divide everything by time limit. Oh. Held. That's not true though, is it? I can't math right now. I dropped out of my math program. I can't do this. Okay, so B would have time limit in there. Oh wait, the time limits are constant, right? So negative B. So negative time limit. So time limit. Let's do plus and minus. So plus the square root. So math.square root of b squared. So it is time limit squared. Time limit times time limit. minus 4ac. In this case, a is 1, and c is record distance, so minus 4 times record distance divided by 2 times record distance. Record distance. Great, and it's that whole thing divided by, right? So we have to put a paren here. So 0, 1, 0, 2. It's the same thing, just minus. We can delete all of that. We don't even need this race time method anymore. 0, 2. Okay, so what are these values? Let's do like a .2 int at the end of that. Well, actually, is it printing stuff? Why is it printing so much? Okay, anyway, we get the difference between them. Where's all this printing coming from? Zero, 1 is a double ways. I don't know why it's interpreting ways here. I'm gonna restart the server. Okay, but what it's gonna be is 0, 1 minus 0, 2. Let's just do 2. And then because we don't know which one's greater, we'll just do the delta val. Delta equals, yeah, and then we're gonna do by delta dot, oh, no, dot sign dot size. And these are the ways to beat it, minus the 2 that are exact. Okay. And both of these should be a 2 int. So what's wrong with my worksheets? And it's 2. Well, I mean, that's the answer. Let me just copy this into another worksheet, I guess. Let's go back to day 6. Day 6. We comment that out. This is our new thing. It has an issue with this number format for input string. Oh, okay, that's a long. And I suppose that both of these become too long. Too long. Zero, 1 and 0, 2 are now. Those answers should be 0. Okay, let's expand this a bit. Time limit, long to double. Okay, square root takes a double, and we lose. Yeah. Make that explicit. I wish I hadn't deleted the comment here. I wonder what it is if I remove this dot too long. Just cut this out for now. That might not fit. I mean, surely it should be less than this. Right, let's just do a quick assertion. Assert 0, 1. This is an amount of time held, so it should be less than the time limit. 0, 2, time limit. Okay, so those are passing. So that's good. Make it visible here. I don't know, 0, 1 dot too long. We can't convert that to a... Okay, this is 10 to the negative 7th. Oh, these are like far too small. So we did something wrong. Oh, I shouldn't have deleted my... Okay. Held, it's like held squared. Okay, record distance equals held times time limit minus held, which is the speed, right? Wait, held is the speed, and this is the time remaining. And then is that what we want? Yeah. And then held times held. Okay, great. And then held. Yes. Right? This is exactly it. Just copy this over. Make sure we're doing this right. Was that? Yeah. And then val z2 equals minus, and this is a math.square root. Those are different values. So I think there was a mistake in here somewhere. Wait. 2b minus 4ac x equals negative. Yeah, negative b plus or minus square root. Right, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Yeah, that's fine. So delta, actually we're going to do this. Val 0, 1 equals z1 not too long. Okay, and now we have a decent delta, and we have our answer. Negative 2. Nope. Nope, that can't be right. Okay, what does this look like then? Yeah, and what is the delta? Oh, did I get this backwards? 0, 2 minus 0, 1. We can do... Yeah, we'll just reverse it. That is a lot more reasonable. Okay. 4255 4255 0410. Wait, is that the full thing? Yeah. Okay, that's not quite the right answer. but I think it is close. So delta is this many. Oh, wait. We did -2. Yeah, we did the -2. Let's test this out on the test data. So I'm going to put up day 06.text 2023. And we're going to save this as a test file. And we're going to copy the test file. So here's the example. Here we go. And let's try this with the test data. (71502). So 71516. Oh wait, you can hold it from 14 to 16. 503. Oh, you know what? This is some sort of off by 1. I'm just gonna do -1. That's probably the answer. So it should be 1 higher. Let's resubmit. That's the right answer. Okay. There we go. Man. Okay. It took me a little bit too long to remember how to do math. Basic algebra here, but we got it. I can definitely make all of this cleaner. This is like a 2-liner, really. Time limit, record distance, yada yada, and there's part 1. Okay. Let's see how I did on the leaderboards. I felt slow there. Yeah. So we were in the 5,000 range. We're just a lot slower this year. I have not properly warmed up yet. That means I was certainly not first today. I've fallen behind further on the Scala leaderboard, and I'm still holding 5th on my own. What did I do? Oh, I was 12th to finish. Oh wait, no, that was yesterday. That was a nightmare. I was 8th to finish on part 1. And for part 2, I was 14th. Finish. I took too long on part 2. You know, I had it in mind I should just go straight for the quadratic equation for part 1. And that would have made part 2 a lot faster. Anyway, I'll commit this. So we're adding day 6. And day 6, 2023 as solved on stream until git push. And you know what? While we're at it, let's just clean this up a little bit. 7 to 13. I think this is part of why I have my little one is that's not exactly a whole number, is it? But whichever one's lower. I wonder if we still have that method for race time. Do some exploration here. The race time, if we held it for Z1, and we have said time limit, race time is implemented in terms of Let's make that a long. Let's do help now. So race time, it still doesn't like that. Found a double. Oh, right. So let's just truncate that. And what was the record? Okay, so if we do like a -1 here. +1. Okay, so +1 here is the limit. So that would be like the ceiling. We know that we can name this like min and min and max. And I suppose min might need to be, we might need to take a ceiling, and for the max one, we might need to take a floor. And those will be times that are within range. So let's try this again with Z2. Yeah, again, the record distance is 9,000 or 940,000. So this one falls below, this one falls below, and the one that's immediately above, we don't need the -1 here. And we don't need the -1 here. So the valid ones are the ones that go. Okay, so the one that's lower. Okay, so you take the floor at the max one, and you take the max or the ceiling of the smaller one, which is here. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep calling them zeros. They're zeros. So what we would do here then is val max equals and right. So for the max one, Z1 that is, we take the floor, so we just do straight up too long. Val min equals Z1 min Z2, and then this is at too long plus 1. Yeah. I wonder if you can just take like Z1 dot round. What will it round it to? It'll round it up. We don't necessarily want that. We want like ceiling. Yeah, okay. Dot ceiling. Yeah, let's make this explicit. So this is floor not too long. Ceiling not too long. No. Oh wait, yeah, ceiling not too long. And then we don't need the +1 anymore. Great. Now, I think I'll hold on to that. Even though I probably won't end up needing it. Let's comment it out. We don't need these. We don't need any of these. We don't even need the delta anymore. Ans2 is just min to max dot size. Max dot size 71503. Okay. And let's just make sure this still works with the actual input. Yeah, 411. We'll put these down here. And we're gonna make these raw. So now dot next. Now dot distance next. And now we can make this here a one-liner. What we're gonna do instead is we're gonna take a raw time dot strip leading or strip prefix. Then we split on the space, make string too long. And then now record distance is going to be similar. Distance. There, autocomplete knows what to do. Great. Now we also want to have part 1 still in here. So parsing this is a little bit different. I'm going to take this. So these are time limits, and these are record distances. Again, we can do the strip prefix distance, and then do all the split stuff on it. Okay, that's like a really long line, but no, that works. Time limits equals length autocomplete. There we go. And for ans1, we take each of those and we essentially do this calculation here. So I'm going to put this into a method. Def ways when, and we have a time limit, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Into max size, and this becomes ways to win. Oh, hold on, we lost some code in there. Just like this method. Yeah, we lost this bit here. Now, this can be ways to win, time limit, record distance. It takes issue with that. Time limit, list of int. Oh, there's a duplicate. Okay, this is time limits. Here we go. And val. So now we take these distances. Time limits dot zip record distances, and then we're gonna map ways to win And we take the product. And that is answer 1. Okay. And I have shown my work, so I can delete my work. We can move ways to win up a bit. Okay, so we have our parsing, we have our method that uses a quadratic formula. We apply that to, geez, that is a pain on the eyes. Yeah, you know, I don't love that either. I prefer having a long line there, but still. Okay, we're gonna strip leading. And we can remove this filter. We do like a space plus because this is a regex. Oh, it did not like that. Space star. White space star. It doesn't like any of that. Okay. Fine. I guess we'd flat map to int option. Trying to make this shorter. And what I'm avoiding, what I should really do, is like give these names. This is a nums line. Oh, time limits. Oh, wait. That was the issue. Record distances. Map ways to win. Looks long. Oh, these are too long option. I see. We never even got it working in the first place. Too long option. And it has an issue here. Value size is not a member of long. Oh, wait, yeah. There we go. Okay, those are our answers. But now I think I could just make my parsing a little bit cleaner. So let's do this space plus. That was fine. And dot strip leading. Right, let's read this method. It removes white space. Return a string whose value is a string with all leading white space removed. Okay, is there like a trim method? What that? Oh wait, that's for the with all leading and trailing white spaces removed. Okay. You know what? I prefer that strip leading simply because it's shorter. So we trim, we split, and now we just map too long. It has an issue here in map F. Yeah, there we go. Perfect, that's better. I'll give an instance for type long to iterable. Flat map, oh yes, this should be just a normal map. Okay, it's slightly more legible. This should be too double to avoid that error from coming up. Okay. So now we're solving both part 1 and part 2. And it's a lot cleaner. Yeah, I like how that looks. So, time to commit some more. Day 6, 3rd. Big push. All right. What now? I do kind of want to take a peek at what people have been saying about this problem. So here, yeah, I just still don't have my redemption. I think I won't get my redemption until the harder problems. It's like maybe slow other people down a little bit more. Hey there. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Best you used. Oh, I didn't. I don't know if you're still here, Rodney. I didn't catch your message earlier. If you made it through red tape, I think you would breeze through it. Unless you've overthrown a small country in your past time. The main problem I see with our current development is on the coding hardware side. We have been using the same testing units since the 80s, and it's ridiculous. I'm not sure what the pay is you're used to, but I can say from my point of view, the pay is quite nice and competitive. Okay. That's fair. Maybe I should pay my taxes, huh? I'm kidding. I need to pay my taxes. I just need to file them. Well, Alexander said he only had 20 minutes to run. I'm pretty sure he solved in 20 minutes. Calculus. You just need algebra. I wanted to do this, but don't publish your inputs request. Embed hard coding. I mean, this isn't really. I use longs. It's overflow and particles. Yep. Yeah. That's probably what someone's error was. I didn't even bother to parse the input. Yeah, honestly, I think parsing the input here might have been a waste of time. It seems you're very close to solution. Oh, I solved it some time ago. And I was just cleaning up, doing some refactoring. So this is the solution right here. It's just a quadratic formula here, ways to win. These are the zeros of the quadratic formula. And then I take the floor of the max and the ceiling of the min. And then use this to calculate how many there are in between that. I always use ranges. So if I use ranges to calculate like whatever difference is, I know that these are the values, and all I need to know is like the length of this range or the size of this range. Otherwise, it's like max minus min plus 1. It is max minus. You have to think about pluses and minuses and like plus 1 minus. But this here just avoids that off by 1s. This does work on the end example input. So if we do test, there we go. Yeah. But that's the bulk of it, and then all of this is just parsing. Oh, wait, I could do a little bit more here. Strip prefix. No, I guess that's fine. Don't need to do anything. 288, not 352. Oh. Well, I tested on the example input at some point. Interesting. Let's check both of them. Where is my... Okay, it doesn't look on the example input. So for part 1 is 288, and for part 2, I think this works 71503. So let's switch to part 2. And what are we multiplying in part 1? 4, 8, and 9. So let's just take a look at that. Let's do this without the product. You probably already see what it is. 4, 8, and 11. Okay, that might have to do with this max. So we're going to take record distances. This is ways to win. So 230. 200 and with a time limit, or record distance of 30, time limit of 200. Wait a second, hold on. The distance is 200. The time limit. But the time limit above distance like it is everywhere else. The record distance is 200. And the time limit is 30. Yeah, 11. Y. Let's print Z1 and Z2. We get 20 and 10. So they are already like integer numbers. And what we should get, again, it should be 9, 4, 8, 9. We're fine with 4 and 8. So just to see what's going on here, let's try the other two. So we have 15 and 40. 40. That's exactly because because these are integral numbers, so 20 to 10. What? Wait, why did we get 11? If we get the ceiling of 0, okay, I'm also going to print this range here. Okay, 10 to 20, 10 to 20. Okay, sure. So this gives us 4 to 11. And 10 to 20, the ceiling or floor doesn't change anything there, right? And that 0 dot ceil dot floor. Right, yeah, that isn't it. So those get the time exactly, and the times that beat it are in between. Okay, right, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. So we're getting the stuff in between whatever our range is. And here we have shrunk our range, but when it's exact, I think we need to take this to ceil and take this to floor and do a -2. Right? Or rather, it's like everything in between min and max. But 4, 8, and 9, we now get 288. There we go. Thank you for catching that. Take our print lines out. Yep. Alright, we've got it. And just to test, like this, I'm pretty sure this still works on the main input. Yep, those were my answers. 11. Okay. And my only other topic is to go back over the point. I suppose I could do some cleanup here. Oh, I should commit my interval code because that's part of the day 5 update that I just committed. So let's do that. We had day 5 and no, we don't want day 5. Get we want point AC / point. And we don't want to commit the whole thing, just part of it, so we're gonna add a -p. And we split that. We might not want the whole thing. So this interval part we do want. Yes. Integral 1, sure. Change types into integral, the same or the same. We do want that. Yes. Oh, wait, were those the only changes there? I didn't realize. Oh, wait. I also have my tests. The tests are what's going to be trickier. Okay, so all the numeric range stuff, interval tests. We don't want all of those. Some of this was just me messing around a little bit. Try this again. We can't split that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Because I don't have an editor set for that terminal. And in fact, I don't think I need to keep this. I was just playing around, trying to fix my spurious warnings, SBT. And move discard as well. Oh, yep. I'm gonna move this up further. Yeah. And this stuff can all be deleted. Okay. Now we can do this. So we're gonna split this because we're gonna not we don't want any of the annotation stuff. Don't need that yet. Or that. And we do want the interval tests. Alright. So generalize interval for any integral type. All right. And honestly, there's nothing more I want to do this for now. I'm happy with that. I hope it comes in handy later. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I wish I'd had this yesterday. It would have made it a lot simpler. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by. That's you unused. Welcome. Rodney, I don't know if you're still around, but it was good to see you. And Amuga, Lil Freezy, Sweet Radish, Sweezy Man. Good night to all of you. Go find someone to raid. Yeah, I am out of here. I kind of feel like raiding someone smaller or raiding someone I haven't raided before. Midnight Simon is still on. I wonder why. Oh, you know what? I bet he's working on part 2 of day 5 from yesterday, because he's not finished yet. So let's do that. In fact, I don't think I've ever raided Midnight Simon. Well, I might have, It's usually him raiding me. So today, we flip the tables. Raid Midnight Simon. Everyone say hi to Midnight Simon. And have a good night. Good luck with your advent of code. Okay. Right, sent.